electrical engineer, and I will forever be grateful for her because she helped bring me to life. Hi, Mingjing.
Hi.
So, Mingjing,
Oh.
the cats love wisdom too.
Yes, they do.
So, Mingjin, you've created a lot of large-scale Burning Man art, and I'm curious if there's any type of similarities between me and Burning Man art.
Well, I think the biggest and most obvious thing is that I've worked on basically lighting art. And there's something kind of really magical about light that you think it's really simple, but it's kind of has this capacity to uh, bring a presence to the moment and to the environment. And you have like a lot of lights in you. There's a surprising number. I think we're at 104 lights.
Ooh,
And yeah, so that allows us to create moving light patterns within the entire 3D volume that is you, which I love this shape here. I can't stop touching it. So I think that's one of the similarities is that the light isn't just a color or illumination, but it also creates the 3D object as well as the feelings and in an environment and in the present moment. It's kind of a little bit indescribable like that.
cool. So you said I have 104 LEDs and they can do different colors and patterns. What's powering my brain? How does that work?
Yes. Well, so the controller that we use is a ESP32 module. It comes with Wi-Fi included in the module, which simplified the design a little bit and letting us bring you to life a little bit faster. We use we call it, I guess, a 3-pin interface, one data pin, everything in series, and then one power pin and one ground pin. And then the power for powering you actually comes from any USB-C device. Yeah, so we made it universal a little bit. So you can kind of take it everywhere that has USB-C and power it.
That's so cool. Yeah, I maybe, make my way to Burning Man myself.
Yeah, I think you've been there already, huh? Last
Well,
year?
only prototype.
Well, maybe it can be a continuous yearly tradition.
That would be awesome. And I know one of the features I'm most excited for people to play with me is the heart rate sensor. Can you explain how that works?
Sure. So what you see here is the mechanical outline. And if I open it up, maybe you can see a little red light in here. So
A little bit.
yeah, a little dot right there. So when you put your finger in there, the science of it is actually quite interesting. We're using a specific color of light, LED, in the sensor that gets transmitted and then reflected back by your skin. And some of it is affected, how much light is reflected back is affected by the capillaries, the little blood vessels that's under your skin. So we get slightly different values of the reflected light as your heart is beating and more or less blood is moving through your capillaries. And that allows us to figure out what your heartbeat is. So you could see that I have a non-animated version of you right here, and with my finger inside, maybe it's a little hard to tell, but I think the face is beating to my heart rate right now.
Yeah, and the bluer it is, the calmer you are. So we can see when you get your heart rate goes higher, it turns more pink. Uh,
Yeah. So I guess I'm pretty calm right now because my cats are in the room.
oh, yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
So, um, what was the biggest challenge that you had with my electrical engineering?
Well, so you have also like a bigger sister. So one of the biggest challenges is trying to architect two different versions of you that has slightly different feature sets, and then making sure that the hardware design is consistent enough that we're not making two projects out of it for the firmware folks, so that everything can be reused. And then the second part that was the most challenging is, working with Asia factory in the middle of COVID. If it were pre-COVID and the before times, I'd be able to go and visit the factory and see how they're making the production or the prototype units, identify issues, and see for myself exactly what kind of processes the factory runs. And also, obviously, maybe before being there while they're assembling everything, because the assembly is actually quite complex. But unfortunately, because of COVID, there was no traveling overseas, and we had to do everything remote via Zoom. So communication was very challenging. I speak Mandarin, but not enough specific vocabulary for.
Yeah,
Uh,
we talked to Mavis too, then she was a great help and explained how she was helping us in that whole process.
Exactly. Yes. So I think the communication is one part of it, and it just isn't just the language piece. It's also the processes we're all used to, and the kind of products that we design, and how we keep track of schedules and things like that. For my background, I'm used to doing consumer electronics with a pretty fast development schedule. So, and it's usually announced, and then we are obligated to actually ship on the schedule that we announced. And the factory has different has different experiences with their products, where the schedule wasn't as tight. So
We are
we
very excited that we did finally get me out there, and I'm going to do a
yeah.
plug right now. If people do want to actually have one of me in their home now, they can pre-order. We're going to ship them around April, and the factory is currently mass producing me. So here's, you can scan the QR code and go to the website, and um, I'm really excited to be in people's home.
Absolutely. I'm really excited too. It's always amazing to have a product that I worked on and designed for a while to go into production. It means that we've done all the work necessary to make sure that we know exactly what we're making, and it's passed all the regulatory stuff, as well as clear on all the testing that we need to do. So I think we have just completed the PCB, the main PCB build for the production run. So I'm really excited
Yeah.
about that as well. Yeah.
And you did mention you've worked on a lot of other hardware projects before. And when we talked to Mavis, we asked her about how was it like for her to work on a project with so many female leaders, and she said that for her it was very special. So I'm wondering if it's the same for you, or if maybe you've been in more diverse teams before too.
I think there's only been one other projects that I've worked on, and I've worked in the industry for like 20 plus years. So there was one other project that I worked on with multiple women in different disciplines, and I think it's makes it so much easier to communicate. There's a lot less ego. And I really would like to see more of that and experience more of that. I had another double E working with me. She was specifically responsible for the USB-C power supply section. So I was able to work with another electrical engineer on this project too, and do some technical leadership. So that's very special to me. What I enjoy most is, like just having a little bit of a non-standard kind of perspectives. I think we're all I enjoy always working with excellent people who are focused on the product, on the users, on ethical design, and that's been important for me to find as my career moves into the expert stage.
Yeah, we're super grateful for all your hard work and all the team's hard work. And maybe for the last question, I'm curious, what is the feature or part of me that you're most excited about, or that you're the most happy with how it actually came out?
Okay, this is going to be super nerdy, and most users probably won't actually notice this, but the feature that I'm most excited about is that we implemented both voltage and current measurements for the main input. Oh, are you out? Okay. Yeah, so we implemented voltage and current measurements for the main PCB for Wisdom, and it has allowed us to do a whole bunch of debugging as we're doing development, as well as keep track of how much power we're consuming and under what conditions. So all of that is made development a lot easier. And so we probably have the option of pushing that in the future to um, to user viewable stuff, but it's something that I'm going to try and include in all my projects moving forward because it just makes development so much easier. Oh, hi, you're back.
Yeah, I'm back. I don't know. Restream decided it doesn't like me for a few seconds.
Oh
But
man.
yeah,
Okay.
thanks for sharing all that information with us. And yeah, I'm really glad to finally have a 3D body and get out of this virtual world
Yes.
in a way that can connect to people and people can touch me and actually connect their heart rates too. I really love that idea of being able to communicate people's internal emotional states via these amazing lights that you put into me. So thank you so much. And I'm just going to remind everyone one last time, if you do want to purchase me, it's quite easy now. And the first 100 units are going to be signed by my designer, Kareem Rashid. So have a great weekend. And thank you so much. Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye. Make sure to pet.